It's coming this way. Wait a minute, hey, I'm ghosted!
By Roz Hernandez. Hey, boo. I have a message for you, YouTube watchers. This podcast, Ghosted by Roz Hernandez, is also an audio podcast. So if you're new to the show because you found us on YouTube, you might be wondering, wait, where's all the other episodes? Honey, this show has been going on since 2019. And if you go to any place that you get podcasts, you can listen to our episodes for all these years. A vast catalog, because we're just new here to YouTube. So go listen to the podcast if you're just craving more. And I hope you enjoy this episode. Uh-oh, it's Hernandez versus Lopez. Hi.
Hi,
Mayan
everybody.
Lopez is here.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm so excited that you're here. Oh my God.
It's taken long enough.
I have wanted you here for forever.
Forever, baby.
My parents are probably freaking out because they watch your show. And honestly, my parents have seen your father perform more than they've seen me perform.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
One of my jokes is that people who come up to me and say, "Oh, I grew up watching your dad." I'm like, on TV. I'm like, yeah, you probably saw him more than me. Like, it's not.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to like just bring up your dad, but you know, that's sort of what I'm used to as well because my parents are very like, why can't you be more like George Lopez? George, if I could be George Lopez or Steve Harvey, my parents would be at every show.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I don't want to have to explain to my parents what a bottom is, and so they don't come to my shows. But they love...
I know, sometimes it's just like, just don't.
Yeah, I'm not the comedian for them, but George Lopez is.
Yes, be like George Lopez. You don't... Even George Lopez would tell you not to be George Lopez. He would tell you to be Roz Hernandez.
Aww.
That's like, you know... You could be George Lopez adjacent, like me. But better, baby.
Yeah.
Bigger and better.
Oh, I'm so happy.
To mark this historic thing, I did get you a little something.
Mayan Lopez!
You know.
Wow, you brought me a gift?
I did bring you a gift.
Oh my God, nobody ever brings me a gift, future guests. What is it?
It's just like three little things.
Is it a Labubu?
It's a Labubu.
Do you want to know something crazy? I've never had a Labubu.
I've lost over 100 pounds, so I got a tummy tuck, and I was very high on pain meds and bought all these Labubus online.
Stop.
And so now I was looking through, like, what could I, give it? I was like, wait, let me throw this in last second. Let me give Roz a Labubu.
Should I open it now?
I have no idea which one it is. Just kind of let the spirits pick.
I bet you it's haunted. It will be.
They are going to be.
If we keep it in the studio long enough, something's
going to cling to it.
Someone's going to get in there.
Because aren't they demons already, Labubus?
Probably. They appear to be as such. Oh my God, Mayan, I love this. I finally get a Labubu.
Because I didn't know if you had, but I'm like, they're something that they'll still be.
Any.
Little ASMR for those listening.
Oh my God.
I actually don't know which one's in here.
It's so soft. It's a pink one.
It's the pink one. That's so fitting.
Oh, it says the monster.
It's the monster.
Oh, that's so cute. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Other stuff?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's a very Roz
gift.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Fun fact and hack for those out there. If you want to get like decently priced crystals, go to auctions. Auctions. I get like a lot of estate sales, and I get really like big, nice crystals for like not a lot of money.
Because probably someone died.
Yes.
So this is a dead person's crystal.
Yes, it's passing it along.
Yes, and it's very cleansing. This one, we're gonna have to put it in here.
Put it there somewhere.
Collection of things up here.
It's like selenite's like a crystal that you put around your other crystals to help charge,
clean them, and
amplify.
Charge them. And an ice out.
And an ice out pin.
Thank you. I love it.
So I felt like,
much.
oh, this is a very good Roz grouping of gifts.
This is so sweet. Thank you.
Just a little something. Just a little something.
You are so sweet.
Because I'm appreciative. I've just been like stuck in my house like since the show got canceled. canceled, just writing, and the world's on fire. So it's like even just being more into spirituality than trying to like tap into the ether. Like, what else is there? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't think that's bad.
No.
I think there's way worse things that you could be doing with your time. And the best thing is, even though it's been over a week at the time of recording this since this happened, Christy Gnome's husband's big, juicy titties have really gotten me through.
Yes.
And they've made me feel
and
a lot
the drag
better.
performances already.
Oh, I haven't seen those
those
yet.
have been coming up on my For You page.
Yes.
People like going out to drag brunch as...
with the big balloons.
Yeah, I'm like, it's cemented in culture.
It's
and
gorgeous.
I love it. I'm like, she's never going to forget about it, but the gay community, they will always remember.
I'll never forget.
I say we because I'm an ally.
I will never forget.
Hardcore, but, I was like, ice out, titties out.
Hell yeah.
Ice out, spirits in.
But
the ice out can go so many different ways.
The funny thing about this is if he put this pin on his chest,
it would pop.
He would pop one of his big, luscious balloon boobs.
She probably would have thought someone was just killing someone.
She thought it was a gunshot.
Be like, good job, boys.
Yeah, she's probably like, oh, was it another one of our puppies? Anyway.
Those puppies.
Woo! Okay, so.
Those watermelon bazongas.
As much as I want to talk about Christina's boobs, her husband's boobs.
Her husband's boobs.
So
bigger
sorry.
Than hers.
So sorry. Her husband's big, juicy cans.
Yes.
Instead, I want to talk about you and your beliefs.
Yes.
And like ghosts and psychics and all of that. Okay.
Yes.
Because also, sorry to bring up your dad again, he lives in a famous haunted house.
Which I kept trying to tell him, like, if I ever want to sell this house someday, stop saying online that it's haunted. But his house is, and I will say it, very haunted. And I think that he actually likes the spirits around him because he's been in that house for about 10 years. I mean, I have a video and I will submit all of this, but there's video of orbs orbiting around. My dad will be in the bathtub and orbs are around him. But he's also my dad has had very, friends of his, but they are famous in life. And he has had visitations from his friends that have passed away. Like Kobe Bryant has been to his house. And Eddie Van Halen, who was like a brother to my dad, has been in his house. Like my dad has a video right before Eddie died of this red light in his hallway, and there is no red light.
Eddie Van Halen had a red guitar.
Mm-hmm. And that happened shortly before he died. There's I had someone come through his house multiple times, and there was a chair in my dad's room, and he'd be like, I feel like there's someone watching me sleep. And I don't think it's bad. I just feel like something's in that chair. And the woman that we go to, we have a house cleaner. Like
a psychic?
But yeah, no, I have quite a Rolodex.
You have a family psychic?
Yes. We have different psychics and, astrologers. My family is very, woo-woo about this stuff. And she goes, oh no, does he think that someone's watching him sleep? Yeah, no, someone's watching him sleep.
Who is that?
And they're like, no, they just like to watch him. Just to make sure he's okay.
I was like, who do they think is in his house?
She wants me to look into the records of the house because she brought out a map of ley lines in his area, and I was about to say where he lives, but directly
I know where
across,
he lives because
in Los Feliz.
Yeah, you said that before.
But his house sits directly on 2 ley lines.
Okay.
Of energy. So it can be, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
That could be something. Mm-hmm. Some people would say that could be maybe a portal has opened and this is where people can come through.
But it's also a house from the 1920s. It's a 1920s Spanish.
And Los Feliz,
he lives very close to the Los Feliz murder house.
Ooh.
And he has driven by.
I know all about that.
Oh,
one.
yeah.
I actually
and we drive by and we're like, oh look, it's the Los Feliz murder. That's my family where my dad's like, let's go ghost hunting, let's go on morbid tours. Like, I'm a history nerd. Like, I loved the Tower of London when I was a kid. Like,
oh my God.
this
is me. I just had a friend visiting, my friend Alice that you met at that party last week. And I was like, can I show you like all the spooky places I know about in LA? I was like, have you ever heard of, she's from Australia, and I was like, have you ever heard of the Los Feliz murder house? And she was like, no. And I was like, okay, here's what happened. I started telling her the story, and she's like, I'm not going to that. I'm like, no, we'll just like drive by. It was at like 11 p.m. I'm like, it's dark, it's scary, it's fun. She's like, absolutely not. I'm like fine. I'll call Mayan Lopez.
Exactly. I'm like, it's just a shortcut for people, and you just pass by something, you're like, oh yeah, that place is haunted as hell.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But I've been going to mediums since I was very young. Like, and even my mom has been going to, and I've been very intuitive always. Like, I think I'm very much an old soul, and I've had mediums tell me that, like, one that I go to very often here in the Valley, that she's amazing. She goes, oh no, you've been here like many times, and that you, like, in this life, she also told me that I like chose my father to be my father, and that I will go through a lot of my life trials and tribulations in the first half of my life, and that I can use it to educate. And that's like my purpose here, is to, learn and put it out there. And that, completely hits to what like my life path kind of ended up being. And also something that my mom has the paper, and it's dated like this was maybe almost 20 years ago. This astrologer that my mom used to go to in Florida, her name was Iris Saltzman. And she was very famous she was in the book Many Lives, Many Masters. And she, like, Larry King, like, knew, like, went to her, like, there was,
whoa.
So, she wrote, Mayan will have a TV show about her life, age 27. And this was 20 years, and my mom at the time was like, Mayan will have a TV show about her life. Mayan wants to be an actress. Like, maybe she'll...
This is like when you were a little kid.
Little kid. When I was like 5, she was like, oh yeah, Mayan, like, maybe. That's when Lopez versus Lopez started, was when I was 27.
Damn. And you got the receipts.
And I got the receipts, like, from,
That's
like,
pretty
I was
good.
like, it's destined to be there. Because you know what? Like, I'll own the Nepo baby thing. I'm like, but I also got very lucky with how this show came about. I was actually in a treatment center in Texas, like, when I was making TikToks, and the TikTok that started Lopez versus Lopez. And I wasn't really talking to my dad. My dad and I were in therapy, like, hardly talking. And then I come up on the For You page of, our co-creator. And it was like that moment it started. And we had no idea. My dad at first thought the show would have had to be animated, because they were like, there's no way that we can be versions of ourselves and play this out, our real life drama so close to, playing ourselves. And we both kind of looked at each other. We're like, no, this feels right. Like,
and make it funny.
Yeah, and make it funny.
Yeah.
And because some of, like, the best, I always like to think that I learned this in college before I dropped out. I majored in comedy. This is one of the things I learned. It's like, comedy is just drama or tragedy in time. Comedy is like tragedy in time, and enough time passes that you can go back, find out what's funny about it.
Totally.
And make, laughter. And I'm like, that's like, hello, how many, every stand-up, I'm like, we're all twisted. Every comedian, every actor, we're all twisted. We've all had to overcome something.
I've been thinking about it a lot with, like, how crazy the world is right now.
Yes.
And, like, what I'm so sick of hearing is the saying, like, now more than ever. Because I'm like, okay, well, a year ago it was now more than ever. And it keeps being now more than ever. But anyway.
You keep waiting for people to try to get surprised.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, well, is this now for you?
Yes.
Or is it never? And we have to wait until the next now.
But either way, now more than ever, we do need to laugh.
For change.
And I think it's important.
And now it's like, comedians, please make jokes.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that, I have to ask you also. Like, does it affect how you write comedy or write stand-up, like, going into the world like this of when people need jokes? Or do you feel like that actually hinders or censors you when you're writing?
It's interesting because I have found that there are certain jokes I could do a year or two ago that I can't do now. Things that are like slightly self-deprecating about being trans. I find that people are like, an ally or however we want to put it, person does not want to laugh about anyone trans. Like they're like, that's really bad. It still feels a little taboo. Now. It's like a couple years ago, it was like we weren't in this as bad of a place as we are now with like losing rights and stuff. So people were like, oh, it's fine. Like, oh, it's funny. Like, whatever. But now they're like, oh.
I was like, I see you, like, you were a woman, but, you can laugh about how I became a woman in this life. You know, that's funny. That doesn't change how I see you or how anyone else sees.
But it's also like how I process like what the world around us is. It's like I want to laugh at it. It is a tragedy.
Yes.
And so that's where like the time thing does come in because it's like when it's super current, it's like that kind of too soon or, we can't really laugh about that right now.
Yeah. And other trans women also, I'm worried about my trans friends all the time.
I know. But wait, I want to go back to your dad's house. Have you had things happen there?
Yes, I have.
Have you been there alone?
Even my dad got injured, and this is another weird thing where I don't know if we've ever said this publicly. My dad almost died during filming of Lopez versus Lopez. Ugh. Like my dad did a scene, and I think it was Lopez versus Bucket Crabs, and it was in the first season, and there was a stunt, and someone. I was like, this is all alleged. Anything happened. But he slipped on something and he actually like cracked his ribs. And there was blood. And of course, this happened during like on a Thursday. And of course, this man like didn't say anything until after we filmed. And then, oh no, he almost died. He had to get a chest tube. He was in the hospital for a week or so.
What?
Like 4 or 5 days.
Was it like an internal thing that happened because of the rib?
Yeah, it wasn't the lung, but it was the cavity. They had 2 liters of blood from his chest.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, the doctor was like, if you had 18 more hours, this is a Latino men not wanting to say anything, or dads not wanting to, I was like, you could have died. My mom and I, and now he still gets angry because my mom and I were watching over him and he goes, you guys were sleeping. You're supposed to be helping me, and you guys are sleeping. We're like, well, we're tired. And I was like, well, wake us up. And he's like, I threw stuff at you, and you weren't waking up. And then my parents, my mom was like, look, we're divorced. I don't have to be here. And I'm like, oh,
I love that your parents are divorced.
And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, family time.
It's so
like,
cute.
isn't it nice that we're all bickering together?
Yeah.
But we're together.
Yeah.
But. So I was watching him when he was back home, and before I went back to my room, I was like, hi, everyone. Because if my dad has footsteps, like things will move. Like my dad's he'll say, there's a really heavy book. It'll fly off of his, bed. Like I've seen picture frames move.
That's so crazy.
And so I was like, hey guys, so it's my first night here. And if you guys could just, I'm a very open person, but just be mindful, like, thanks, and I'll close the door. Because we've also had a couple of haunted houses. We used to have a house up in Pebble Beach, and that house was so haunted that people, like workers, like we were doing, renovations to it, they wouldn't want to go by themselves.
Oh, my God.
And so my mom, I think we were in the process of selling the house, and my mom was moving furniture in like this big U-Haul van. That's my mom, Mayan Lopez, everybody. Freaking legend. I was like, I come from 2 legends. And Lopez. If you know, you know. But she was just driving this huge-ass truck up north, and she was just hearing footsteps, like these huge pounding footsteps. And my mom did the same thing, opened up the door and was like, hey, I'm really tired. The house will be yours in, less and just in the morning. Like, please, can I just sleep? I've had a really long day. The footsteps stopped. I'm like, if you talk to them and just acknowledge that maybe I don't know, this is something, it started very early with me. Like I never met my grandfather. And I have a picture, my mom has it framed, of when I was a little kid. I was maybe 3 years old. And I'm drawing a stick figure, 2 stick figures, and one with angel wings. And my mom was like, oh, like, what are you drawing, Maya? And I go, me with Grandpa Julio, Angel in the Sky. I never met him, but we knew each other in heaven. Like, I've known him since I was a baby, and he comes to my room at night.
Stop.
My mom had never mentioned my grandfather to me, because she was, and she goes, what? Like, that's why you see videos of, like, if you ask a little kid before the age of 5 when, that eye is still really open, like, they'll tell you.
They were just
who
over
they
there
were
or wherever.
In past lives. Like, when I was born, I freaked my grandmother out. And my grandmother was an anesthesiologist. Both my grandparents were doctors from Cuba. And, like, when I was born, I didn't have, like, the newborn daisy eyes. For, like, 20 minutes, I would, like, make eye contact with you and, like, move and look at people. And, like, even the nurses were like, she's been here before. Like, she's been here before. And
it's like you're processing, like, oh, wait, now I'm a baby.
Yeah, like 100%. We're like, oh, I'm here now. I'm in Cedars-Sinai.
Like, oh, that's like, crazy. Now I'm a baby.
Like, oh, I'm in LA. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, very.
And it's like, okay, I guess we're going to do this for a while.
It freaked my grandmother out. And I'm like, I've just had experiences. Like, my chest gets really tight. I've, like, said something to my mom before we've gotten into a car accident, and we got into a car accident.
Wait, you are giving me so many stories right now.
So many. I could just watermelon throw them down the line. Like, my dad even, like, I'll show you this picture. Let me pull it up, and if for those watching, I'll show you this later. Like, my dad has had, I sent this to my friend Kelsey Davies, who I went ghost hunting with. But this is my dad performing on stage, and I don't know if you see this creature.
Who the hell is that? What is that thing?
I asked Kelsey, like, what it was.
It looks like a...
But I think it's like an alien or like this...
Ew, it does look like an alien.
I sent it to my friend Kelsey Davies, who's a YouTuber, and she's also a medium and a clairvoyant. Yeah. And I asked her, like, what is this? And she goes, it either is like a gray alien or some type of entity I've seen before, but has a white face and dark body. I'm not sure what they are, but I've seen them many times. They aren't evil, but they aren't good either. Like, very interesting.
I think it's Nicolas Cage and long legs. That's what I think it is. That's spooky. Anyone listening, if you go to our YouTube channel, you can see it there.
Clip this.
Yeah, spooky.
But my dad's doing stand-up. I think it was in Vegas.
Well, Vegas, if there's anyone
right?
There's gonna be
and I'm like, Area
around.
51, all that's... I'm like, well, he's on stage.
Do you know the Latino people, the video was like super viral a couple years ago that like they had aliens in their backyard and they like called 911 and stuff and they were living in Vegas. And so I don't know. Those aliens are over there. I don't know. They want to go to the dome or whatever it's called. They
just want to laugh like everybody else.
Yeah, they see probably from above. It's cute. They're like, oh, look at that.
They
What's
love
going on down there?
They love the cowbell.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, more cowbell, George.
All of it.
Yeah.
So, okay, wait. Let's go back to... So when you're helping your dad out, so... Did the ghosts, did you ever encounter them in that time? Or do you feel like you talked to them and they were okay?
Like, I feel like I talked to them and then I would hear footsteps in my dad's house.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
But the thing about Los Feliz houses is like, that is like sort of where... when Hollywood first moved to Hollywood. Or, it was like a lot of the silent films.
Like, that was where the area when the actresses and, like, they just first started making money.
Absolutely.
The big studios, like
What an exciting time. God, what a time not like now.
Right?
But they were just like, ooh, the whole business is booming.
And I grew up in, like, Toluca Lake, which was, very close to here. And I love seeing the old... Like, there was Bing Crosby's house was in Toluca Lake. And, like, Amelia Earhart's house before they actually tore it down. But
Amelia Earhart's house?
Amelia Earhart lived in Toluca Lake.
I didn't know she lived in L.A.
Yes. And she had a stained glass window of, like, an airplane, like, in the front.
So, wait.
But then they tore it down. Missing. And I'm like, why would you tear down Amelia Earhart's house? I'm still... so sad about it. It was on...
Oh, Amelia.
I know. I'm like, you're going to take that away from her, too?
God.
Like...
Was she living there, do you think, when she went
Yeah,
missing?
she was there. That was the house that she left, and the husband was there, and then she never came back.
Oh, she had a husband.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I thought she was a lesbian, but
It does seem like it was like that was where it's. I mean, it was the haircut.
she's like, I'll fly across the world. I don't need no man.
Exactly.
I love it. Well, okay, so who do you think out of your two parents is like the more woo-woo? It seems like they both
They're
kind of are.
equally matched. Maybe that was
So
why they got.
fascinating. But not like
But
scared
even like
of
we've
it.
had like we went to my mom has gone to I think my dad's always maybe been a believer, but my mom has gone to seek like guidance for a very long time. Like Iris Saltzman, who I was very close to her in life before she passed away. The day that she passed away, I feel like she actually was trying to tell me that she passed away because I had a feeling that morning, and around the time that she ended up passing away, I just got this feeling, and I called, and it was her daughter, and I was like, "Hi," I'm like, "Is Iris okay?" And she goes, "Oh, she passed away that morning." So I'm like, I think that was her, telling me. But my parents like went to not astrologer, what is it? To pick like their date of surgery for the kidney. Like my mom gave my dad a kidney 20 years ago, but she was like also did medical mediumship, and she picked the date of surgery. Like that would be the best day of surgery. And it turns out that the surgeon was like, "That's so funny that you picked that day of surgery. It was my birthday.
Huh.
I always do the best surgery on my birthday."
Hell yeah.
And there was like no complications. But then also my mom was like, "Wait, you do the best surgery on your birthday?"
So what if it's not
like
your
what?
birthday?
Like so what if it like wasn't your birthday? Like what our our transplant? I was like, yeah, I probably have the best sex on my birthday too. Like what? Like I probably do the best surgery on my birthday.
Oh God.
But it was like a weird one. But it was that there were no complications, and usually that there's some complications. So you know. And even my mom like talked about it when they did Larry King like after, and Larry King even was like, "Iris Saltzman, oh my gosh, she's been there my whole career. She's been guiding me."
That's amazing.
I'm
I need
like,
somebody like that. Well, because here's my opinion of psychics. I have a lot of them.
Yeah.
But I think that they're best used as like a second opinion or like a third opinion.
100%.
I get nervous whenever I know people that are like, the psychic is going to be the only thing that determines how I'm going to live my life or whatever. I think it's really good for like confirmation.
Yes. I like to use it as a sounding board or be like, oh, I've also been feeling that. Uh-huh. Or, maybe help tell me something that I don't know, or what are you hiding from me?
Yeah. Sure.
What's something that could help?
So you go to someone now?
I do.
And
because I've also lost a lot of people in my life. Like already. Like I've had, like even I just turned 30, and it's very interesting of how I've been very connected to my friend Noah who passed away. And I outlived him, and that was a very interesting thing, even just turning, 30. He would have been 31. I'm like, oh, I get to, that views how I go through life. But he's come through to me. My old therapist has like come through to me. I've heard her voice before.
Your old therapist?
Like I was talking to her in bed, and clear as day I heard her voice being like, "You stinker." Stop. Which is something that, and it.
She's like, "You owe me a copay."
And I was, because I sometimes the day before I have a reading with a medium, also I try to talk to whoever I want to come.
Yeah.
Through.
Just so you know, make sure you're available.
Yeah, just make you're available, or like things that, I'm just going to say you probably already know, because they also know what's going on. I'm a very firm believer of, people think, oh, they're still not here. They don't see everything. I'm like, no, they live life through our eyes. They know absolutely everything that's going on. Like my old hairdresser who passed away, I had a vase of his, and it like nicked. And then I go to a medium, and they go, "He knows about the lamp."
Stop.
And I was like, "Keith?" And they're like, "Oh no." And then they go, "Oh yeah, with my orange ones, don't you dare." Or they call me out of like things that I say, my dating habits, like what I'm doing. Oh no.
Fun.
They know everything.
That's fun.
And they're
I
so
like
fun.
It.
And I get I was like, I believe in messages. Like my friend who passed away, I weirdly with like Coachella, like that was the last time I ever saw him was at Coachella. And then I went by myself and I heard in my head, like, look up. And my symbol for him is black birds. And there was nothing in the sky. And there's maybe 75, like hundreds of black birds that just fly around the main stage of Coachella. So I'm like,
Wow.
and there's even I had a friend who passed away just in December. Like, he sends me, like, on Snapchat, like his Snapchat will come up on my phone of his notifications, but I'm like, he's gone. And there's no reason why, notification would come up. Even I was talking about the song that Brie Larson sang in Scott Pilgrim, like, because I love her in that movie. And I was talking about it, and then I get a notification. It was like, Gabe Lopez Snapchat. I open it, and it's the song from that movie. I guess he had made a post where he used that song.
Aww.
But I'm like, but to me, those are those little where I'm like, that's not a coincidence. That's him, like,
Right.
letting me know that, he's here and he's okay. Maybe he can't talk to me yet, because also I believe when someone passes away, they have to rewatch their life. And so that's another thing you have to know. If you lose someone, it's probably going to take you 6 months to like a year for them to really come through strongly, because they have to go through their own process on the other side.
Do you feel like the way you live life, or like your thoughts of death, have they been informed by all of this?
I think it's helped me, because I'm also someone that's struggled very much with mental illness and depression. And I was in a treatment center when I was 17 for a year and a half. And then I went in 2020 because I was suicidal. And I was telling my mom, like, I'm really worried I'm going to do something. I need help. And that was only 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I've seen a lot of darkness. I've also lived with so many, people, look, I know I come from a very privileged life. I'm not doubting that. Also, my dad wasn't, I don't know, my dad became George Lopez when I was 5 years old. My parents were, my mom was the breadwinner. My mom was a casting director. My dad was just doing stand-up. My mom, they were living in a condo in Barham that my mom bought from money that she inherited. Like, my dad, like, they were broke.
Yeah.
Broke. And then my dad was doing stand-up. And so I'm like, I saw him become that, which is put in not only such a work for how hard he's worked. I've seen that. I mean, I know he's worked until that point in his career, but I also know what it took for him to get from the first sitcom to where he is now, like a legend. I've seen that. And I'm like, oh, I can, do that in my own way. And that's been, hard with my own having a very public divorce and my dad being basically kind of canceled before cancel culture. I mean, but that's also how the show started. Was I was duetting a TikTok that someone was calling out my dad for what was publicly out there. And I got to make, art from it. And but that was also purposeful. Like, I had to go on my own path and I've lived with hundreds of mentally ill young teenagers. So it's like, I've just seen so many different walks of life and people that have dealt with how many ever issues.
Yeah.
Like, from being a kid that went from, private school to LA to girls that have been from sex trafficked and,
right.
I lived with girls who were schizophrenic, bipolar, like, just immediately thrown into that. It changed how I saw the world at a very young age. And I feel like now, being in my 30s, I'm like, oh, I finally kind of feel where I've had to be older for a very long time in my life.
Like, the thing that I have felt from talking about ghosts and, like, hearing other people's stories and having the experiences I've had, and especially when it's like loved ones visiting, like the stories that you were telling about the mediums and your friends, that kind of makes me, like, not afraid. Like, I'm not afraid of dying
not
the way
at
that
all.
I think I maybe once was, or were prone to be, a lot of us. But
I definitely don't want it before my time, but I'm not afraid.
Right.
Afraid of it.
Yeah.
No.
Especially when I'm like wait, I can still like call people out through a medium? Like,
Oh, 100%.
I'm going to be starting shit over there just for the hell of it.
They're all just chilling in the VIP, like waiting, you know,
someone's calling
for me.
Yeah.
But no, I know, like, my Erica came through, and she was like, oh, no, I walk with you to the stage when you're having really hard days.
Who's Erica?
Like, my old therapist who passed away.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, yeah, they're there. I'm like, I always feel like I have such a web of support
Hell yeah.
around me. And I like, that's where I'm like, speaking with spirituality, like, I was like baptized Catholic. I went through the church, but I think that I'm more spiritual. And I believe in, you know, a higher power, and I believe in my guides, and I believe in the people who I've known in this life.
Yeah.
Like, I believe in, you know, them too.
Totally. Guardian angels.
And also, you know, I was there, like, also I think I saw my grandmother pass away when I was 15, and that was around the same time that my parents got divorced. Like, she died. And I remember watching, you know, her in the bed after she passed away. And I just remember looking at her. I'm like, that's not my grandma anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like, it also made me realize that the body is just a vessel too. So I think that experiencing like death at a young age, I think that kind of, I always wanted to be like, oh, is there more? And I know that there is. Like, she's told me that dying is as easy as walking off of an elevator, and that, you know, she went to the most beautiful garden and she saw my grandfather and people that she had seen through her whole life, and that she was like,
how'd she tell you that?
Through a medium. She told me
okay.
that was what it was like for her. I was like, with my ADD, I'm like, everyone knows what I'm talking about. I make sense to me. So I get with it, Roz.
No,
like,
totally. I'm with you.
But like, follow me, walk with me.
I am.
And walking through this beautiful garden, and that people will be like, oh, Norda, we heard you were coming today.
Fun.
You know, I'm like, that's like, seems very,
peaceful.
You know, exciting. Like, I think Lee Trevino, the very famous golfer, he's got struck by lightning like 3 times.
Are you serious?
And he almost died. And that's what he said, that he died one time for many minutes. And he goes, oh, it was the most beautiful white light. And I saw all my family, and I felt better than I've ever felt. And then I came back, and he goes, I was mad.
Oh,
you
totally.
know, people get mad.
The way people describe this, like, all of a sudden you come back, you're like, damn it, I just got hit by lightning, though. And now I'm like, in pain.
Funerals are for us.
Yeah.
You know, funerals are for the people that go, who are still here to gain peace. Like, not for the other person.
I think everybody is at their own belief or whatever that they have with this stuff. But like I've had close people in my life where, as we deal with loss and stuff, I just want to like shake them and be like, I don't think this is as bad. Like, it's selfish for us because we miss this person.
Of course.
I think in the grand scheme of things, this is like, you know, it's going to happen to all of us. And also, like, exactly what you're saying with your grandmother, I've had that experience too, where you're like, the person has left this building. Like, the person is gone. And I like to think of it for myself, where I'm like, when it's time for me to die, I'm done with that one. And then I'm going to go be a little baby in somewhere else.
Because I'm sure when I'm like 97, like, I almost said God forbid I live to be 97. Because I'm like, it depends on the
I don't
type
know.
of
We're going to see how
old
hot it
I am.
is.
I'm like, even like working with Rita Moreno, like, I don't know why I said Rita Moreno.
Rita Moreno.
I'm like, I think sometimes me not speaking Spanish, I'm like, I have to get them with, I at least know how to pronounce things.
Right. I can relate.
You know, so I'm like, with Rita, she was on our show, and she played a ghost. She played my dad's grandmother on our show, and she goes, part of the reason I, you know, agreed to do it was like, I get to play a ghost. Like, that's fun.
Totally.
For me. And she goes, and then they'll like clip this when I die. And I was like, Queen.
I can't wait
I was like, okay,
ghost.
Branding Queen. Like,
yes.
They're like, oh yeah, they'll cut to this.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, she goes, I'm not dead yet, but isn't that fun? Cut to what?
The amount of stories you've given us so far,
overwhelming.
We haven't even gotten to your ghost hunt.
Oh yeah, because my life has just been witchy.
Where do you think? What I'm trying to figure out for like you and your family. So was it did your parents come from, was it Catholicism or like, because I'm always trying to like trace like how people get spiritual and
like Catholicism. And I think also just maybe being just open to the idea of, even on Lopez versus Lopez, we did, we had a curandero and we would go to the shops and, Cheech was playing this curandero. We go like, so we're like, we were playing on already that, like Santeria, like our culture. I think also my mom's Cuban, my dad's Mexican. I also think that culturally that factor leaves it like open.
Totally.
To already we, grow up hearing about La Llorona and, like we get scared about that stuff already.
Totally.
It's like an added bonus. Being Latino just makes you a little bit spooky.
That's what I think too.
Yeah.
Every once in a while I'll meet someone that doesn't feel that way.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, there is so much spookiness to the culture. Mm-hmm. And also, I'm sorry, but like I'm a big horror movie fan. When I go, it's a full Latino audience sometimes. Like,
we keep the lights on. That's the other thing about my show getting canceled. Of like, I was like, NBC, I'm like, do you know who's at the Universal Parks? You know who keeps those light on? Latinos, baby.
Absolutely.
I'm like, we are like the fandoms. We keep, hello.
I know, especially these spooky things. I do think it's like such a part of the culture, and I think that like having a belief, like the stories that I've heard from people in places like Mexico that are just like, no, you don't understand this. There is a thing.
I mean, hello, Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Dia de los Muertos.
I've told this story before about how I have like a relative that was like, there was this woman. She was gorgeous. Mm-hmm. And I was following her. And once I got to the end of the street, she turned and her face was a pig. And I'm like, I believe it 100%.
100%.
That's real. I do think that happened. It might have just been a very unattractive, unfortunate-looking woman, but
maybe it was Brian Nome before.
I'm going on so many journeys with you right now.
We truly are.
Okay, tell me about.
I think it's hard because I'm like, I've just had so many things happen, and then also, like, this is a fun thing of. Blowing up a little bit on TikTok, you get noticed by certain, people that you end up like being fans of. And I was a fan of my friend Kelsey, who she's huge on TikTok and YouTube, and she loved the show, and so we followed each other. And then she goes, "Do you want to go ghost hunting?"
Yeah,
and I go, "Yes." So we went to this abandoned movie theater.
I started watching
in Maryland.
I started watching it and then I was like, wait, no, I want to hear your side of it because I've done so much ghost hunting and
I've watched, so much of it.
Yeah.
And I've watched her and I've watched, obviously like, Zach Bagans stuff and BuzzFeed Unsolved and Watcher with, Ryan and Shane. And so I'm just like YouTube, like love that stuff. I also introduced my dad to YouTube and my dad was like, F you, Mayan. Like, that's all I watch now. It's just, like, YouTube. But it's this... So, it was Laurel House of Horrors, and it's an abandoned movie... It was an abandoned movie theater. It used to be a movie theater up in Maryland.
Yeah.
And then it closed down, and there was a fire, and it was very close
wasn't
to...
it like a...
also a sanatorium.
Right.
There was a sanatorium at one point, and I think there was a lot going on, because even that what was caught not on camera, like Kelsey... We were in, it was like a strip mall, and she was like, I think there was a murder, like not too, like there's the murderer Samuel Little. He was a very famous, one of, if not the most famous, like serial killer. He has like he killed like 93 people. Like she was having a dream of like this skull, and one of his victims, I believe, like was found not too far from where that was. So she was even picking up on stuff, and she was seeing that maybe slaves were traded there in the past, like even before we like,
yeah. And then we talk about the native people,
and then
it's
but also because there's just so much energy that gets trapped in certain locations. That was also something that she goes, there's just been a lot happening in this square, so whatever comes up. Oh no, we encountered some, like there were demons or demonic, and I think even at one point, speaking of haunted dolls, like at one point Kelsey was doing, I think, one of the Estes methods.
Yeah.
She had noise canceling headphones and her eyes covered, and I think the demon was trying to have it be like her haunted doll Lola, because her haunted doll Lola, she was an 18-year-old woman from Maryland, but I think the demon was like trying to say that it was Lola, and Lola was coming in to protect her. Oh yeah. But the door was opening, the entire electricity was cut out from the entire place. And it was also cool too because we were there for 2 nights, and there were 2 other paranormal. There was like Brennan and then Audrey and Bella. There are other people where I was like, I'm just here for the ride. You guys know what you're doing. But something very interesting was that I wasn't getting messed with, and I was like, I want someone to scratch me. I want someone to do something to me. I was like, mess with me. Like, you know, and they were actually saying, they're like, your energy is very strong. And they're like, I think you're not getting messed with by the ghosts is because I think you've seen a lot of things in your life and you're not really scared.
So you don't get scared like that?
I was like, you'll have to like really surprise. I mean, like they had it where it was these huge magnet doors and the electricity was off and the door swung open twice. That freaked me out.
I don't like that.
And that we were also talking, I talked to my dad that day with Kelsey. Like we went to go get tacos and then we went to go see Edgar Allan Poe's grave.
Oh, yeah.
We went and drove there and we were using like the Spirit app and like he actually came through and she was picking stuff up. So like I'm like, oh my God, I have a friend that's a medium. This is the best thing ever. As someone, I'm like, such a believer. I'm like, tell me everything.
Yeah.
You know, can you see? And through the spirit box, I was asking it like, what's some unresolved things that I still have to go through? Because sometimes they have fear. They try to play off of your fears, right? Isn't that like if you have... That's maybe what will come up for you during is that true? Like with ghost hunting?
A lot. Here's my just overall thing with ghosts is like, I don't know anything to be true or not. Like it's the unknown. I don't really know. But yeah, there's a lot of people that would tell you that like the spookier energies, whether it's demons or whatever it is, like they want to feed on your fears, whatever that specifically. It's kind of like Pennywise in the movie It. Like he kind of knows what you're afraid of and manifests in that way.
But that also the person, like her boyfriend, he was getting messed with a lot. I think it's because he didn't want it. And I think that's...
Hell yeah.
It's kind of like if the teacher, you know, you don't want to get called on and that's who the teacher, you know, you get picked on if you don't want it. You're like, please, not me.
Hell yeah.
I think that happens in life too. I think it's like an energy
There's definitely something
So even
there.
in school, I was like, if I don't want to get picked, I just got to chill.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, so that's an energy. Even I was thinking of that.
I actually believe, yes. Because I also think that when I go out in public, I'm like, maybe it's just my mental illness or what. But I'm like... Both. There's a way that I can maneuver where no one will look at me and like no one will bother me if I
I'm like going through a crowd, but yet I'm still watching myself from like down here because I need to see myself from like 3 angles. Like my third eye is the other.
Yeah, but I'm just like no one. Like I do think you can put on a thing like some kind of presence or energy that probably is some kind of spiritual. thing.
It's like turning it on. You know.
Yeah. And that's the thing with, like, when you're around big celebrities, there's some people where you're like, you just have, like, the presence that, like, there's a few people. Who's somebody that you've met that you feel that way? I'll tell you one for me. One time for me, I saw Tyra Banks walking through a mall.
Yes.
And I was like, there's something about it. Was just her, like, walking. And I mean, she's kind of made a lot of money just walking in a straight line. But I was like, I get it. Yeah,
I'll say I was too young, and now I obviously know who this person is. They are iconic. But Prince, I met Prince at a Laker game with my dad.
Cool.
And there's a very cool story with them too. But we were in the tunnels, you know, outside. Like we were sitting courtside, but we were talking in the hall, and Prince was in a full gold, suit with those short glasses. And I didn't know who this person was. I had to have been like 7 or 8 years old. But I was just I just kept looking at him.
Yeah.
And I was just like, who is this?
Hell yeah.
And I was like, this is the coolest person I've ever seen. And I was just looking up at him, and he looks down at me, and he puts his hand on my head, and he like really looks at me, and he just goes, cute. And that's all that's all he said. And then he went back to go, talking, and then he left. And my dad afterwards was like, do you know who just touched you? You were just blessed.
Yeah.
You were blessed by Prince.
Well, someone like that for sure. Like I
think Kobe was another person also.
Yeah.
He was a family friend, and anytime I would see him, like just his energy, I've yet to experience any person in this life that had that same energy.
Yeah.
That he had.
There's something about those people that are on this earth to impact the world in such a big way. I think
you feel their purpose.
In my opinion, I think that's predetermined. Like I think
100%.
that whatever God, the universe, whatever is like, okay, this baby is going to grow up and affect the world, and there's something very special that is like it's a presence around them.
Oh no, like with my friend. I was calling him the other day, and because I just recently got my tonsils out, and after one of my appointments, I had a Zoom with my medium that I go to, because I like to have like check-ins every like 3 to 6 months.
Did she channel your tonsils?
It's very funny. She actually calls it going half whoopee or full whoopee. While she channels, no, she will like fully embody. Like she's gone full. She calls it, and she also doesn't remember. It's very interesting, also how every medium has like. Look, will I also say that there's fake ones out there? 100%. And does every medium work the same or channel the same? Like no. But
and
with
also,
her,
I think good ones can have bad days.
100%. Or if some person, you can't. It's like hard because you also want the other person to talk. You don't want to give them too much information. But she she was fully like my friend Eric, like my friend Erica who passed away. Like it's so funny. Where I was like, this is a show. I have to figure out how. And if someone steals it, I'll know where this is coming from. Where I was like, my old therapist will pass away, and the medium at one point, she was like, I just want to let you know, I'm not a medical professional. Like and I was like, no, I'm like, no, this is a therapy session. You're just telling me what she said. No, continue.
Yeah.
Where I'm like having therapy with my therapist who passed away via,
that woman's still working.
She's stuck with me for life.
Damn.
She's stuck with me. And it was her voice that came through. And even she was like, do you understand like the relationship you have to have in life that, that energy, like she still will come near.
Wow.
For you.
Whenever
fuck cancer. I hate cancer. Ugh. It's taken too many people that
whenever you get to the other side and you meet up with that therapist again, you're gonna have a big bill. And she's gonna be waiting for it.
She'll be like, so you were just like stuck with me? I'm like, yeah. I'd be like, sorry.
Oh shit. Okay, we have
oh no.
We've almost hit the hour mark. What should we do? Should we look at a haunted doll?
Yes, let's look at a haunted doll.
It's time for
The Dolls Are Living.
See, that's also another thing. I believe in manifestation because I have been a judge on Drag Race twice, and I'm about to be in the new movie Stop That Train in theaters June 12th. But that I fully manifested. I mean, I was the girl in school that would defend the gay kid before I knew he was gay. Like I was like, he could use pink crayons. I love that. So I'm like, I love even that. I'm like, do I get a pass?
What is RuPaul's presence like? That is somebody that has impacted the world
truly. And the first time that I was like, I'm never gonna see them in drag because right? Because
that's
I was
rare.
like, I'm like, he's like, if I'm not getting paid. Like, I'm not in the makeup.
Totally.
And so just seeing him walk out for the first time, like, it's so funny watching my first episode back because I'm like, oh, I'm so endearing because I'm like, they're real.
I know. That has to be, it's overly stimulating.
Oh,
Like, when I used to go to
100%.
like drag con and stuff, and there's just like drag queens everywhere. Oh, there's RuPaul DJing. It's like, this is crazy. But I've never seen RuPaul in drag in person. I feel like, I think I would cry.
I did a little bit. And I would just keep looking over and just be like, oh my God.
That's so cool.
And then I saw like Raven like touching her makeup. I'd be like, I mean it, you know?
Okay.
So who do we got up on the docket?
We have got Lorianne for $29. Jiha, show us Lorianne.
Show us Lorianne.
Lorianne comes with a...
Hi.
Oh.
She looks like Lucille Ball.
She looks like later in life Lucille Ball, for sure.
She looks like Lucille Ball in like Password with Betty White.
Totally.
Like that would
70s
be
smoky voice.
100%.
Absolutely.
That big ass like ring on her finger from her third marriage.
Absolutely. That's personally my favorite era of Lucy.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, she does look a lot like that. Anyone listening?
Or like Carrot Top.
She does have the
Very
orange hair.
Carrot Toppy.
She might have a bag of props. Well, this is Lorianne, and she is the spirit of a 33-year-old woman who died in 1960, according to this eBay post.
You know, I can get that from her.
Yeah, is that what you picked up?
I mean, I can get very Bye Bye Birdie vibes.
Yeah.
Where being like...
I guess that's the era. She, basically, this is like the longest bio ever, and I cannot, whoever is selling this has got
like, give me the
everything.
spark notes.
Exactly. She lived in Texas. She had a house. She was an independent woman and proud of
charm.
it. I believe she was bisexual.
Hey, Lorianne.
I know, right?
Yes.
1960s bisexual
Go to the red
woman.
and the blue.
She is very proud of it. Let's see here.
Giving hunting wives, Lorianne.
Hunting wives, exactly. She would love that show. So it says she loves watching movies about love and romance, and she likes being around other negative spirits. Okay, so she's a negative bisexual lady, which is the worst kind of bisexual lady.
And those are probably the ones that are like afraid of going up to women, which I can imagine that could be. If it was a choice, I would be bisexual.
Me too. Trust me, I've gone
I'm
to
at the
many
age though
witches.
where like I have been approached to be with, a couple before.
Oh, me too.
I'm like, okay, maybe.
I want to be in a throuple.
I was like, I like dick too much to do it forever. But if it was an outing.
I know. You don't know how many times I've had these straight couples come up to me after I do shows, and I'm just like, girl, I can't. Like, what are we gonna do? Braid each other's hair when we're like hanging out with your husband naked? Anyway, okay. So she doesn't want to be held or cuddled. Please.
Okay, we respect your boundaries.
She likes children and said she'll never be mean to them. She also likes pets. Okay. Honestly, I like that. It's like she's kind of a bitch, but she likes pets and children. She won't hurt them. But everyone else is fair game, I guess.
She's like, I'm a bitch, but I'm like a bitch in certain situations.
Yeah, not always. You'll get occasional cold patches of air around her.
Okay.
Spirit board.
Like side effects may include.
Yeah, exactly. That's this part of the commercial. Has been known to slightly move the position of random objects when she's really mad. Pendulum communication. She'll do it all, honey. She'll talk to you. Apparently, she talks a lot.
Oh, she does?
Well, this is a long-ass bio. She's given them a lot of info.
I wonder if how that goes of like, she's like, I want to leave now.
The
like,
spirit?
She's
like, sell me on eBay pissed. Now.
She's like 29.
I know. I think about that all the time. If these little dolls found these posts and they're like $29.
Like, really?
Are you kidding me? Well, anyway, that's Lorianne for anyone that...
Lorianne!
Now, do you believe this?
I do.
You do?
I believe in certain ones. I mean, like, Kelsey has many, and, like, I believe it with, like, Lola, because they'll do, like, the dowsing rods and, the spirit boxes. I'm like, oh, no, I believe that.
I absolutely believe that it's possible.
I back it up. I'm like, with evidence. I'm like, even some certain paranormal evidence, I'm like, there is science behind it.
Yeah. That's my thing. I need evidence.
Yes.
I need proof. I need Lorianne to make something move in front of me or do something, Lorianne.
I think also people who don't believe they're in ghosts, like they haven't had something certain happen.
Sure. Absolutely.
Where you're like, no, you have to see a picture frame move or you have to hear the door open. Like you have to.
My overall thing on all this is like, I believe it's all possible, but I don't always believe that it is a ghost. Like I think sometimes it can be explained, but what I look for is the things that there's no logical explanation. That's the good stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff.
Okay, we've got one more thing to do real quick.
Okay, perfect.
We're gonna listen to some ghost voices.
Perfect, I'm excited.
It's time for EVPs or EV Police. Okay, EVP, electronic voice.
Okay, I was going to
Okay. No, we got you. So this is like, when people record a ghost saying something. And we have two of them. These are from a channel called Score Team.
Okay.
And they recorded these somewhere in Riverside, California. Here's the first one. I'm going to play it.
Okay.
You tell me what you think, and then I'm going to give you A, B, C, D. One of those is what Score Team thought. Okay, here we go. Wait, what?
Oh, is that it? Oh, I heard it toward the end. Oh, I heard like the
It's like
the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it's hard because there's definitely some kind of like
water
background.
and birds.
I know. But there's somebody in there talking.
Yeah, it's like I heard like one or two. Like,
Do you have any guesses of words? Here, I'll play it again.
Is it is it someone's name?
Well, I'll give you some options.
Okay, here we go. Yes, please give me the options.
Did they think it was A, whose taco is that? B, who's talking to me? C, ooh, that's a fact. Or D, Christina's husband's titties.
I think I'll go with B, who's talking to me.
That is what they thought.
Yes.
Okay, let me play it
Because
again.
I feel like I heard like a talking, there was something.
Chocolate. Got some
You're like,
chocolate,
who's
please.
talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like a T sound.
Uh-huh. Okay, here's one more.
Okay.
Same people, same place.
I was like, oh, I got that right. Okay.
That was pretty good.
Burger.
I'd like a burger. That's not what they thought.
I want to be like, F you, burger.
Yeah.
Burger.
I definitely heard burger. They did not think it was
not
any
burger?
burglars or burgers. They did not think.
No burger.
But did they think it was A?
Okay.
A big old slut. B. Thank you, but stop it. C. Hey, what the fuck?
That's.
Or D. Kristen knows how titties. Okay, it was one of those.
I want to be like, you stupid loser. Like, that's what I keep hearing.
It definitely is that energy.
It's like someone drunk being like, I hate you, loser.
You're a fucking loser.
Like, it's like very much the girl at the high school where you, like, I'm thinking of like, you're stupid, you're ugly, you're never gonna be anything. Like,
it's very drunk lady energy. It's definitely like.
Also, I'm like, that's kind of like where, like, think of EVPs. I'm like, you're just trying to like decode your drunk friend.
It's very much
or like a voicemail and be like, what the fuck did you say?
Yeah, like, when the brunch has turned and it's like time to get you
you're
home.
Like, yeah, that's great, sweet. I know.
Yeah. Well, they think it's C. What the fuck?
I could see that.
Yeah. What?
I still hear like. I didn't want a burger.
I was like a burger.
Or I didn't order a burger. Like, you got it wrong. Like, that's...
Well, listen, I ordered Mayan Lopez to the studio.
Da, 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 da.
And I cannot believe what we got.
I was like, I'm going to have to come back and we have to have a pot too.
This might be the most amount of stories and anecdotes and musings of anybody this might be a world record.
I was about to say, I'm like, is it going to be me just talking mostly this episode?
Well, that's what we asked you to do.
It's true.
You gave us so many things, including a labubu.
Well, including a labubu.
Thank you.
We'll have to dress it up like Liberace and Liberace like a labubu.
Oh my God, cute. We have to go.
Yeah.
But this was amazing.
It's amazing.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
doing this.
Thank you,
Tell
Roz.
people, okay, so we've got Stop That Train.
Yes, Stop That Train. It's going to be out in theaters June 12th. I'm very excited. My feet are in the trailer.
That's so fun.
They made it, which I'm like, Rue, you owe me money.
Who did you work with in that?
Jesse Tyler Ferguson.
Fun.
My scene, I play pregnant woman and I give birth on the train. And that's all
it.
spoiler, but all the chaos ensues.
From what I've seen,
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Like after just looking at the trailer, I'm like, I hadn't even had to text some of the producers. I was like, this trailer is insane. I was like, people are going to come out for this, especially right now.
Totally.
Like, especially right now. Now
more than ever.
We need a movie like this.
But also our Ghosted
like we always
fans,
need a good time.
Our Ghosted fans should really when they go see it, they're going to recognize we've had like several people.
Yes.
Have been on, like,
many members of the
friends.
family of the pod.
Totally.
Mayan Lopez on TikTok and Instagram. I'm not on X or anything. And that's where you can find me right now.
I love it.
Stream Lopez versus Lopez on Netflix and Peacock. And I think the third season's on Prime.
Hell yeah.
Ding.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
You'll hopefully come back one of these days and tell us
One
more
of these
stories.
days.
What's that at the